Hi guys, and welcome back. And in this video we'll actually take a look at the Custom Commands Autocomplete, and we will actually start implementing the features from TypeScript, and our framework will slightly start growing. So again, in this project we will be automating this zero web app security website. Again, very simple and very good demo example to actually train and learn the test automation. But for now, let's go back to our terminal. Let me actually clear everything. And now, what we need to do? Well, first, we want to go to the support and actually delete the commands.js because we will create our own. And also, if you open the index, you can see it's .js, and we want to remove it to ts because we are using TypeScript. Well, in this case, I want to create a file where I'm gonna store the functions to actually navigating over the zero web app security website. So I want to create functions for something like visit homepage, visit login page, or for example, visit feedback page. And on this, I want to demonstrate to you how to actually create the namespaces and interfaces for your custom commands, which can then be chained of psi, and they will be basically auto-completed anytime you type psi dot end your command. And this is also an important foundation for our app actions framework. So in the support, I'm gonna create a new file and I'm gonna name it app.ts, for example. And here at the top, I need to declare namespace of Cypress. So declare namespace of Cypress, and inside I want to create a chainable interface. So interface chainable, and here I want to specify our three functions. So first will be visit homepage, and it's actually of type chainable, and it's of type element. Next, I want to have visit login page, and I should just keep it lower p. This is the same chainable element. And the third function would be visit feedback page. So we have defined our interface. I have just these three functions. Again, you can create as many functions you want. Again, it depends on your own project, but for our demo project, this is okay as an example. So now I have declared my interface. Now I can actually create the custom commands, which will then have the executable code for all of these functions. So cypress.commands.add, because we want to add new command. Now we need to specify the name. So let's say visit homepage. And these names need to be the same as the name of the function here at the interface. And what this function do? Again, it will simply just navigate to the home page, and that's all. So psi.visit, and let me just go and grab the URL. So let's take it and paste it into the function, and that's it. Now let's do the same for the login page and feedback page. So Cypress commands add. And now we have the login page. So psi.visit. And in your normal test, you can actually do things like visit the home page and then click on the sign in. But for the purposes of this autocomplete and to basically get the first touch with custom commands and app actions, I'm just gonna do it as a separate function. just to keep it simplified and just to give you a little bit more examples of how to actually create custom commands, how to work with that, how to implement the interface, etc. So I'm gonna copy paste the URL, and again I'm gonna paste it here and save it. And there is a last, and that is visit feedback page. So Cypress commands.add. I think, as you can see, the pattern is always the same. If you want to create your own custom function, you can simply create cypress.commands.add, name of the function, and the body of the Cypress commands to tell it what it should actually do. So site.visit. So again, for one more time, let's go here to the feedback. Let's take the URL and let's paste it here. And well, our app.ts is ready for now. Let me just quickly go over this code and tell you what we just did. Well, basically in the app actions pattern or framework, we'll be working with creating our own custom commands. It's the opposite pattern of page objects, where you actually create the classes which holds all the elements and the functions. And we will also be working on page objects framework in the later sections. But Cypress just prefers this type of architecture over the page objects. And I think you will find it reasonable, because in my opinion this is more lightweight framework and much more easier to maintain and faster to actually develop. But if you prefer page objects, you might find this framework a little bit weird or maybe complicated for you, but it's again just up to the personal preferences. Some people like it, some people don't, but it's important to understand and know all the patterns and frameworks which are the standard in Cypress development. So to actually create an app actions file, you can just go to support and create a new file. You can name it whatever you want. Then on the top, you declare namespace of Cypress and create a chainable interface. Now you specify all the functions and give them the element of chainable. Then you can create the cypress.command.add. You give it the name of the function. Basically, you take the same name of the interface, but here you just fill it with the code, what it should do. You can have as many Cypress commands as you want. It doesn't need to be just one line of code. It can be multiple Cypress commands. But in our context, we just want to create 3 functions which will navigate to different sections of the application. Then what you need to do is to actually go to the index.ts and you need to import the file, so the Cypress will get access to all of these functions. So instead of importing commands, which we have already deleted, I want to remove this and give it the path of app. And again, if you create multiple files, you can have multiple imports, one for each file. So now if I go to the demo spec and I will go down here and I type as you can see, I automatically also visible our custom functions. And this is thanks to the interface we have created here. Now, anytime I create a custom Cypress function, it will be visible here in our functions together with all the native Cypress functions. Basically, we are extending the Cypress with our custom functions, and this is the core of the app actions. So all our custom commands will always be available to use. And if I now basically use it, for example, I want to visit the login page. And let me just remove this from the example. And I save it. I'm gonna open terminal, npx cypress open. And now if I run the demo spec, you can see that everything is working as expected. We have successfully navigated to the login page, and we were not using site.visit, but we were using our custom visit login page function. So yeah, again, quick recapitulations: to create custom functions, create a namespace, define the functions, import them in the index, and then you are free to use them in your code. And always just type sci dot name of your functions, and they will be always auto-completed. So that's it for this video. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you something called JS docs, which also allows us to give descriptions for the functions. So when you basically go on this function, you will also see your custom text or custom description, which will also help you a lot if you are creating your framework and working with multiple people to actually share knowledge of what the functions should do. So that's all for this video, and see you in the next one.